Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Safina binti Waridi. Today I will be presenting the concept of Ijarah Thumma Al bai. Ijarah Thumma Al bai means leasing or renting of asset to the customer, followed by sales at the end of the Ijarah contract. This concept is used by the Islamic institutions for assets like property, motor vehicle, and equipment asset. Other than that, Ijarah Thumma Al bai is commonly used in Islamic hire purchase. Next is the two concepts of the Ijarah Thumma Al bai. First, the Ijarah or lease, where the bank buy the asset then lease to the customer for a specific period with monthly payment. During this period, the bank owns the asset. The second contract is Thumma Al bai. This occurs at the end of the leasing period, where the customer purchases the asset from the bank based on agreed sale price. After payment, the customer becomes the owner of the asset. Let's move on to the key principles. First one is the ownership. Throughout the Ijarah period, bank owns the asset, and the customer only has the right to use the asset as the user, not the owner. Second is rental. The customer pay ujrah or the period rental payment to the bank during the Ijarah period. Risk and responsibility. The bank responsible for major maintenance and insurance or the takaful of the asset. For customer, they are responsible for maintenance and operational costs. The last one is transfer of ownership. At the end of the contract, which is the Ijarah, after the customer pay all the rental obligation, a new agreement to buy the asset is signed, which is the Al bai or Thumma Al bai, which means sale. This is where the bank give ownership of the asset to the customer. Moving on to the advantages of this concept. The first one is Ijarah compliant. Ijarah Thumma Al bai has no riba or interest, and this contract follow the Islamic rules. Secondly is the flexibility. The customer can choose different payment terms and asset types. Lastly is the clarity on risk. Ownership and usage rights clarify who bear which risk. For ownership, the bank bear the risk if the asset is destroyed or damaged. This is during the leasing period or Ijarah period. Usage right is the customer only need to take care of the asset as the user, not the owner. So let's move on to the difference between conventional hire purchase and Ijarah Thumma Al bai. First is contract. For the hire purchase, it only has single contract. For the Ijarah Thumma Al bai, it has two separate contracts. First is the Ijarah, and the second is the Al bai. Second is ownership. For hire purchase, the bank owns the asset, but the customer bear most responsible of the asset. For the Ijarah Thumma Al bai, the bank owns the asset throughout the Ijarah period, and ownership transferred after the customer makes sale contract at the end of the Ijarah period. Next is payment. For the conventional hire purchase, the customer pay installment plus interest, which is the riba. For Ijarah Thumma Al bai, the customer only pay rental, which is ujrah. And this rental rate is not interest but agreed value of asset usage. Next is the risk and liability. In conventional hire purchase, the customer bear most of the risk, and they often responsible for insurance and maintenance costs. For Ijarah Thumma Al bai, the bank bear ownership risk during the Ijarah period, and the customer must take care of the asset as a trustee or amin during the Ijarah period. Penalty for late payment. For conventional purchase, penalty include additional interest, which increase the bank profit. But for Ijarah Thumma Al bai concept, the penalty as ta'wid or compensation. From this, the bank cannot gain profit from late payment. The last one is Sharia compliance. Conventional is not Sharia compliant because it has interest-based financing or the riba. And secondly is it also has gharar and other haram compliant in Islamic terms. For Ijarah Thumma Al bai, it halal financing because it avoid riba, gharar, and also prohibited elements. In conclusion, Ijarah Thumma Al bai is a essential contract structured in Islamic finance that offers a Sharia-compliant alternative to conventional hire purchase. It also combines two separate contracts, which is the Ijarah and Thumma Al bai. This makes it very different from the conventional hire purchase. By separating the rental fee from the sale fee, the Ijarah Thumma Al bai ensures the transaction is free from riba, which is the interest. This makes it a foundation for financing major consumer and commercial banks within the ethical framework of Islam. Overall, the Ijarah Thumma Al bai provides a halal, ethical, and practical alternative to conventional hire purchase. That's all from me. Thank you.